If you are building AI agents and LLM agents in Claude, Cursor, Replit, or Lovable, this is a video that is going to save you a lot of money and a lot of headache and maybe your sanity too. I have been studying agents failure and agentic workflow from the last 3 months across my own 3 agentic products platform that I'm building, running on LangGraph, Graph RAG, and dozens of others. Here are 7 failure patterns that is hitting agents in production systems right now. I keep my own AI builds at $178 a month using these patterns. Without that, the number would easily be $1,000. Here's the structure of this video. 7 failures, 7 fixes, each one shipped in an afternoon. We start with the failure that has the NSA signature on it because 2 days ago they published a warning about it, and the one that almost cost me a customer, and then 5 more. Halfway through, I will drop a memory device that will help you to stick all of them. And at the end of the video, the piece of advice that changed how I built everything. I've spent 25 years in technology, and these are the same patterns that I've watched destroy enterprise systems for decades. Just wearing a new AI shaped mask. The full technical playbook with every line of code is on my Substack. Link is in the description. Now, without further ado, let's go. Failure 1, the cab meter problem. A $400 invoice is going around in X right now. Someone agent ran all night, the job never finished, and the bill came anyway. Their agent spent the night rereading the same prompt, refetching the same data, rerunning the same logic. Every time it got confused, it started over. Same work, but it built again. Now, quick definition that AI charges you by the word. Read one word charge, write one word charge, and the industry call these tokens, like a taxi where the meter ticks every time the driver opens or closes their mouth. I have watched cloud build explode exactly same way in the last so many years. AWS in 2006, Azure in 2010, Snowflakes in 2015. Same pattern, a system run unbounded when the bills arrive anyway. So I designed against this one right from day one. This is the heart of AI cost optimization. 3 steps. Step 1. Watch what you're spending in real time. Check your usage every session for the first week and for any new build. Step 2. Set a cap on how much your agent can spend on a single task. Start small. Step 3. Save your agent's progress along the way so it can pick up where it left off without restarting from the scratch. Now, this is 20 minutes of work and it will save $200 to $500 a month for you. Failure 2 has a NASA signature on it. Now, failure 2 is a house key problem. When you connect your agent to tools like Gmail, Notion, or Google Drive, you usually connect them through something called MCP. A quick reference is MCP is like a universal adapter that lets your agents talk to your tools through one connection. So one plug and lot of sockets. Sounds great. But here's the catch. The default permission on most of the MCP connections are wide open, way wider than you expect. Connect your agent to Gmail and the same connection often give you access to every email on your account, including your tax return, your medical records, your bank statements. You give the agent a key to fix the kitchen. It has the run of the whole house, including the safe. April 30th, the NSA published a warning about exactly same week. Security researcher reported a flaw that let attacker exploit over-permission agents, NSA, and they don't usually warn about consumer software. The fix is the oldest rule in cybersecurity. Least privilege. Give the system the smallest amount of access it needs to do the job, nothing else. Here are 3 steps. Step 1. Pick the narrowest permission level your agent actually need. If it's reading or drafting, it doesn't need a permission to send or delete. Number 2. Set the permission at the connection step, not after. Most tools let you access during the setup. Use it. Step 3. Document every permission you grant in one place. Future you will thank yourself. This is one afternoon of work and it's going to save you the breach that ends your project. NASA showed off for that one and they are not done. Failure 7 is the one they wrote warning about. Failure 3 is the one that almost cost me a customer. Failure 3, the confident liar. Take a note on this carefully. A user asks the agent something, the agent doesn't know the answer. So instead of saying, I don't know, it makes a 1 very confidently with a specific data and a number. The agent doesn't know that it doesn't know. It just answers. This is a failure I worry most in my own content engine. My agent drafts script and posts if it's confidently making up statistics, and if I don't catch it, the statistics end up in the video that goes to thousands of people. It's my mistake, not agents. I build a confidence gauge from day one. Most important habit I carry into AI from the last 25 years in technology. The principle is the loudest answer is usually the most dangerous one. Confidence is the camouflage incompetence wear. Write this down. Confidence is not correctness. 5 words. Most important sentence in this video. Here are 3 steps. Step 1. Make your agent rate his own confidence on every factual claim. A simple instruction in the system prompt is enough. Step 2. Wired 3 trigger that pause the agent before any irreversible action. When it's low confidence on its unfamiliar topic, anything that cannot be undone. Step 3. On any trigger, the agent stops and pings you. You approve, edit, or discard. Then it execute. Now these are 20 line of codes, and it saves a lot for you. Failure 4 is the one that gets you logged out of your own tool. Now failure 4 is the recovery path failure. Your agent calls in external services. The services says, slow down. Agent reads that as a temporary error and it tries again. It gets again told to slow down. It tries again 400 times in 90 minutes. Now picture jiggling locked a bathroom door 400 times, and eventually management will call the security. Same thing happens with login key. They expire every few hours for safety. When the key expires, mild task, a under-engineer agent treats it as generic error and restart the whole job from the scratch 3 times in a row before you wake up. Both failures have the same root cause. The agent doesn't know what to do when something it didn't predict it just happened, so it just keep on trying. I've seen this agent build on LangChain and raw API calls on no-code platform, and it does same failure every time. I call this recovery path. The difference between agent that fails safely versus the agent that fails loud. A human will always pause and ask for help. An agent without a recovery path just guesses. It's loud, it's confident, and it do it 400 times. So here are the 3 correction steps. Step 1. After 3 failed tries, your agent should stop and ping you, no exception. Step 2. Refresh your logging keys on a schedule before they expire. Never wait for a failure to refresh. Step 3. Log every retry. When someone breaks, you read the log and you know exactly what happened. Now it's worth an afternoon of work, but it saves you $150 to $300 a month, plus a 4-figure bill that hits when an agent loop itself silly overnight. Failure 5 is the one that is invisible until it's written. So failure 5 is no undo button. Your agent makes changes, it archives email, it moves file, it updates records, and one small bug overnight and 200 things that you didn't want it to change will get changed. People ship the deployment button, they forget the undo button. In 25 years of fixing broken systems, the worst failure weren't the one that stole the data. They were the one that quietly changed it. You don't get notice for weeks, and by then, you don't know what was real. Here are 3 steps. Step 1. Keep the log of every action your agent takes. Time, action, what it touched, how to reverse it. Step 2. Every kind of action define the opposite. Archive become unarchived, delete become restore, update become revert. Step 3. Build one command that runs every undo in reverse order. So 24 hours of agent activity reverse in just one single click. Now it will take you 20 minutes to build it, but it will save you 2 weeks of cleanup when the next bug hit. So we are halfway done, and here's a memory device. Bill, the cap meter. Bash, the security key. Bonus, the confident liar. Breakage, the recovery path. Burst, the thing you cannot undo. So here are 5 Bs, and 2 will make 7. If you want every step with the actual code and command, that's all in my Substack. Link is in the description. Failure 6. Now that's the fitness check. Most agents setup come with a dashboard, task completed, item processed, and green light. It's all done everywhere. Here's the problem. The dashboard tracks what the agent did. It doesn't track what the agent should have done. Like a fitness tracker counting steps while you're still sitting on a couch, shaking your wrist. Number goes up and nothing real is happening. I've seen agent run for a month with green dashboard while the underlying work was quietly going wrong. By the time anyone noticed, the damage was already done. I designed against this in my content engine because the principle of my 25 years in technology, you don't trust the alert system to tell you the alert system is working. You build the second and the independent check. Here are the 3 steps. Step 1. Every week, pull a small sample of your agent's output and read them carefully. Mark each one of them correct, almost correct, or wrong. Step 2. Compare your sample to the dashboard. If accuracy drops more than 5 points, trigger an alert. Step 3. On a drop, the agent should pause itself and ping you. Investigate it before you ship any more decisions. A weekly 10-minute review will save you the relationship, the deal, the trust that you cannot buy back. This is our 6th B, blindness. You're flying blind if you only trust the system's own matrices. Last failure, the big one. The NSA wrote warning about this early on. Failure 7 is the telephone game. The most ambitious agent build aren't single agents anymore. They are pipeline. One agent read, one classify, one draft, one review, one sends. My own content engine runs on multi-stage pipeline based upon LangGraph. Here's where the failure lives, in the gaps between the agents. 5 kids in circle playing telephone. The first kid says, purple elephant in the kitchen. By the time it reaches 5th kid, it becomes the principal lives in a chicken. No single kid lied. The handoff did. That is exactly what NSA's April 30th warning was about. The failure isn't inside one agent. The failure lives in the gap between them. I have designed my content engine pipeline so that the gaps between the stages are where I spend most of my time. So here are 3 steps. Step 1. Define exactly what each agent expects to receive and what it produces, so there are no surprises. 2. Every agent checks its own input before processing and its output before sending. Step 3. Any mismatch, both agents stop and ping you. No silent failure. Same kind of failure check NSA wrote about. Save you the failure when the ship scales and the days of emergency rework that when you're fixing it on a Monday morning. Now here are 7 failures with these 7 fixes. Bill, badge, bogus, breakage, burst, blindness, and breakdown. 7 Bs. Now the piece of advice I promised you. Every one of these 7 failures is the same failure wearing 7 different masks. An agent runs into something it doesn't understand and instead of pausing, it guesses confidently and expensively. That is not really an AI problem. That is an oldest problem in any system human has ever built. The most dangerous moment is always the moment after systems stop knowing what it's going to do but keeps acting like it does. The people who build production-ready AI agents aren't the smartest. They are the one who teaches their system how to pause. Run all the 7 fixes this weekend. Total time is 1 afternoon. Total saving is most build is between $500 to $2,000 a month. That's a vacation in a year, paid for an afternoon worth of work. The full playbook with every line of code is on my Substack. Link is in the description. Now, before you design against failure, you have to be using Claude well in the first place. I covered that in the last week in 9 Claude moves senior leaders use and how you can use it too. Link is on the screen now and in the description. Watch the next one. See you next Friday.